In this video we'll be looking at completing the square. In the last two videos we discussed factorization and quadratic formula. Completing the square method, I will show you how to do that with this example that you can see on the board. X squared minus 5x minus 24 equals to 0. So in completing the square, what we want to do is we want to try to make this quadratic equation a perfect square. And how do we do that? So the first thing you do is you move this to this side, you move the 24 to this side. So that's the first thing. So we have, actually the first thing is you divide by coefficient of x squared, but since coefficient of x squared here is 1, so there is no need of doing that. So in this one we shift 24 to this side. When we do that, we have x squared minus 5x will be equals to is 0. We have 0 there before, plus, when you shift minus 24 to this side, it becomes plus 24. So this will give us x squared minus 5x equals to 24. Then the next thing now is you will not pick this minus 5. You will not take half of minus 5. That means you multiply that minus 5, multiply it by 2, by half rather. So multiply that minus 5 by half. What will this one give us? It will give us minus 5 over 2. So what you now do is, what we want to do with this is, we now add the square of this to both sides. We add what? The square of it to both sides. So when we do that, we have this side we have x squared minus 5x. So we are going to add the square of this. So we have x squared minus 5x plus we have minus 5 over 2. So we are adding the square of it. The square of minus 5 over 2, we are adding it to both sides. Equals to, on this side we have 24. So 24 plus, we are adding the square of it. The square of minus 5 over 2. You are adding it to both sides. Do you get that? So on this side you are going to forget about this. You will not show this one again. But on this side you are going to simplify this. So we are taking this and this together. So that will now give us, here we have x. Here we have minus. Whatever sign you have here is what you are using. So minus 5 over 2. Then we put both of them into square, equals to, that is for this side we have this. But for this side you are going to simplify this. This is 24 plus minus 5 squared. Minus 5 squared means minus 5 times minus 5. That will give us plus 25. And plus 25 is the same thing as 25. So this will be 25 divided by 2 squared. The square covers both 5 and 2. 2 squared will give us 4. So this will be 4. Are you with me? So this 24, we can write it as 24 over 1. So that we'll be able to deal with the fraction here. So for this fraction, the LCM is 4. 1 in 4 will give us 4. We multiply that 4 by 24. That will give us 96. Plus 4 in 4 will give us 1. 1 times 25 will give us 25. Are you with me? Let me cancel this one. So on this side we have x minus 5 over 2 all squared equals to, so adding this and this will give us 121 divided by 4. We have completed the square now. So what we now do is to remove this square, we take square root of both sides. When you take square root of both sides, this square will no more appear here. So here we are only having x minus 5 over 2, while on this side we are having square root of 121 over 2, so over 4 rather. The square root covers both. Square root of 121 is 11. Square root of 4 is 2. So since we are taking square root of a number can be positive or negative, so we are going to include the positive and negative sign at the front. Do you understand that? So we are now left with x minus 5 over 2 equals to plus or minus 11 over 2 we can now shift this one. We now shift this. We shift this to this side. So when you shift minus 5 over 12 to this side, it will give us x equals to plus or minus 11 over 12, 11 over 2 rather. Then when you bring the minus 5 over 2 here, it will give us plus 5 over 2. It will give us plus 5 over 2. So we cannot get our x from here. So x here will be, we take the plus first, so that will give us plus 11 plus 11 plus 5. Since the LCM is the same, we just say all over 2 since the LCM is the same. Or the second one, the minus now, you know, we can split this plus and minus, so this will give us minus 11 plus 5 over 2. So when you do this, we have plus 5 plus 11 plus 5, that will give us plus 16 divided by 2, that will give us plus 8. Plus 8 is same thing as 8, so x will give us 8. Or minus 11 plus 5, that will give us minus 6 over 2, that will give us minus 3. So our x is 8 or minus 3. So the root of the equation is 8 or minus 3. I will take another example in the next video. Thank you.